again, everybody. Steve Albert along with Roy Messing. It's been a long time since the Arrows have been home, Roy. They've got a tremendous home record overall, but they are disproving the theory that it's difficult to win on the road, winning 6 out of 7 this year away from home.
That's true, Steve. You know, the Arrows as a team tend to defeat all generalizations about teams. They're an awesome team. They'll win on the road. They'll win at home, and they'll do it here tonight, I'm sure.
Tell me the truth. Who did Mother like best, Shep or Roy?
It depends who's playing. The difficult thing for her is when we played against each other.
Okay.
Then she stood in the middle and clapped all game long.
Have a good time today. Let's go down to the field, get ready for the action.
Alberto and Steve Jungle up front for New York.
The referees for this afternoon's action, Gino DiPolito is the main man. Anatol Popovich is the alternate referee. Gino out of Yonkers on the right. And we're underway off the opening kick. The Arrows on the interception. Steve Jungle, the scoring machine with 26 goals, feeds it over. Back it goes to Jungle in the corner. And the Stallions a record of 4-4 in the attacking zone. Laureano, an all-star. Play is stopped for a moment. Handball against the Arrows. Off the free kick. Shep Messing in goal to our right. Jim May in goal to our left. Here's Jungle. Omar Gomez, number 9, moving in against Laureano. By May to number 20, Savage. Lead pass to Omar Gomez. He's got Jungle on the left, and a slap save, diving save by May, comes back to the top of the penalty area, and again it's cleared from dangerous waters by the Stallions, who've won 2 in a row. The Arrows have won 4 in a row. There goes a shoe.
Steve, right away we're seeing what's characteristic of the kind of play between these two teams. Wide open, end-to-end, attacking at both goals. That's why in the past we've seen a lot of high-scoring games between the New York Arrows and Buffalo Stallions.
Back to Liberich. His shot is off the mark. Strennis with the rebound.
Whenever possible, Mark Liberich will get the ball on his left foot and crank it. He has a hard left-footed shot, and even if it doesn't go on goal, it creates opportunities. That did that time.
Here's a head-mounting feed to Yilmaz Orhan. He scored! Yilmaz Orhan out of Cyprus breaks the seal on this one. It's 1-0 Buffalo.
Let's take a look at the replay. You see Yilmaz gain control. He has the edge on Dorico. Left-footed shot, back post. Shep has to cover the near post. It's a good goal by Buffalo. Let's take a different look at it. Take a look at this straight-on push. I don't know where the referee was there. Yilmaz gets around behind the ball. Good shot, picks his post. Just an inch from the back post. Not what Shep could do.
Fourth of the season.
Fourth of the year by Orhan. At 5:49. Sinclair gets the assist.
5 minutes, 49 seconds.
Many of the games that we have been doing, the Arrows have fallen behind early but have rallied. They scored 5 unanswered goals in Pittsburgh the other night to come from behind and beat the Spirit 10-5.
You know, it's an uneasy feeling for the opposing team. It's kind of like you're waiting for the Arrows to explode and know they're going to do it sooner or later.
By Yilmaz Orhan. Here's Azevedo.
Buffalo will not try to attack. They're going to just try and eat up as much time as possible.
And there it is. Tie ball game as Omar Gomez fires it home. A man advantage goal, and we're knotted up at 1-1.
Let's take a look at the replay. The ball started in the middle of the field, so when it's passed back to the goalkeeper, he cannot use his hands. He has to use his feet. Steve is there, and there's Gomez for the rebound. Playing it under Jim. Let's take another look at it. Jim has got to spread himself. Gomez very alertly slides it under his body, and the Arrows are tied 1-1.
Number 7 for Omar Gomez, Roy. Jungle gets the assist. 6:41. A man advantage goal. The penalty on Iglesias automatically expires. One more time. Back come the Arrows. 3-on-3. Alberto losing it to Lund as he kicked it loose to the neutral zone. Here come the Stallions on the attack. Now here's Lund racing in the corner. Centering pass to Guillaume. And it moves into the hands of Shep Messing. Nassau Coliseum Sunday matinee. The Arrows haven't been home since November when they clobbered the New Jersey Rockets 9-2. They have been showcased around the league here in the early going.
Tell you, Steve, there isn't a better sports value around to come out here on a Sunday afternoon and watch this kind of action.
It is fun and usually non-stop. George Katakalitis down to Mark Liverich across the red line. Waits for some help. He's got Gomez and Gazonis. The diminutive number 6, Billy Gazonis, but he makes his presence felt. Here's Liverich. Little give and go, didn't work. And the Stallions are back with Mike Leshev. Dumping it down into the Arrows corner. Savage looking to center to Leshev. Megaludis on the breakup with Savage on him.
Leshev is the high goal getter for the Buffalo Stallions. He's done quite well this year, and he's someone that New York will have to watch on the field tonight.
Leshev, number 18, with 7 goals, 13 assists. 5 seconds left in the quarter. And this will do it. So that is the end of the first quarter. Don Popovich steps to the field to score. The New York Arrows won. The Buffalo Stallions won. We'll be back with more indoor soccer right after these messages. Gene Strenisser was on Shep Messing for the handball violation at 11:51.
Obviously, the goalkeeper cannot serve his own penalty, and the coach will elect one player to sit in the box for him.
Just like hockey. 2:03 to go in the first half at a 1-1 tie. Iglesias.
New York, Buffalo Stallions, direct free kick.
Direct free kick right now. They can score on this.
It's unlikely in this situation that a player would take a shot. Obviously, they have the man advantage, and they want to keep possession of the ball and work for their best opportunity. The ball will probably come back to Lund and then start there.
The referee, Anatol Popovich, coming over to the scorer's table.
I think it's both of them. One spot into the other.
All right, you both start at the same time. Okay?
Just hold 2 seconds.
All right, 2 seconds. You'll tell them when to start. Okay?
Apparently there was a discrepancy in the game clock, and there's an extra 2 seconds that has to be served on the penalty, and referee Popovich is just straightening that out with the assistant referee, DiPolito.
There it is, 54 seconds on the penalty.
They held it for the first 2 seconds and then let it run.
Good catch, Roy. Fleming Lund, Tony Betts. Look out in front. Oh, what a save by Shep Messing. Cat-like reflexes. A lightning quick move.
Absolutely unbelievable. That was from 3 feet out, and it was a blast. Shep read it and covered the goal. Brilliant save.
You guys practiced that in the early days. Tony Betts. Fleming Lund. Gets it over now. The shot by Savage, and another great save by Shep. A diving save.
Shep has really been the man on the spot here. He's saving his team. You don't want to go in the locker room and go down at halftime, and it's because of Shep they're not going to. 14 seconds remaining on the penalty now.
Man advantage, Buffalo. Lund close again. Betts. Blocked by Tuchel. 4 seconds on the penalty. It is now over as Messing makes the save. Arrows are back at full strength with 1:04 remaining in the first half and a 1-1 tie.
Last minute of play in the first half. Last minute of play.
Penalty is over. Now they're even up for the last minute of play in the first half.
It has been a defensive battle this afternoon. Here's Gene Strenisser taking it across the attacking line. Strenisser blocked from behind by Iglesias. 45 seconds left in the half. Here come the Stallions. Here's Savage. Savage back over to Fleming Lund. The pass was behind him. Now Iglesias controlling with 30 seconds on the clock. Mepham just came off the bench. Mepham gets around. He shoots. He hit the crossbar. Now Savage and Kitson in the corner with 20 seconds on the clock. Leshev to Savage. His shot is off the mark. Strenisser tries to clear the ball, and it does. Goal to the neutral zone. Jungle couldn't get to it.
Some nice play by Buffalo there. Very unselfish, going to the open man at the top of the box.
Blocked in front by DeRico, and then Messing got a piece of it as the buzzer sounds. Stallion pouring it on. Shep
Let's take a look at that save by Shep. early on in the power play, and this is the reason why it's still 1-1 at halftime, starting with Fleming Lund. The ball's flipped across to the corner. Now Shep must come to the near post. Tony Betts hits off the boards and across, open net, and Shep just gets his left hand on the ball. Tremendous save.
So an interesting first half as Shep will get a little bit of a rest here, Roy. That is the end of half number 1 here at the Nassau Coliseum with the score. The New York Arrows won, the Buffalo Stallions won. We'll be back right after these messages. Between the early developmental stages of the New York Arrows with that of the New York Cosmos, a team that you were very heavily involved with.
Yes, the first year that I went to the Cosmos, the big crowd started coming. And I'm hoping that the same thing will happen with the Arrows. I am tremendously optimistic about the future of the sport, and I know that the Arrows are going to be there when the final bell is rung.
Do you find, Krikor, that the indoor soccer is easier to sell, or perhaps a better way to put it, more marketable than outdoor soccer because of the constant non-stop action?
No doubt about that. This is geared for the American consumer. The public enjoys it. It's exciting. It's non-stop. And it's something that people can associate with. They can see the ball, they can see the goal being scored, they are close to the players. I mean, it's absolutely made for the American consumer and television too.
It appears as if the MISL is gearing itself toward the kids, toward the youth groups. But what about the all-important 18 to 40 group?
Well, when I first came to the Arrows, that was my goal. I knew that they had an excellent turnout as far as the kids were concerned, and we are working on getting the younger generation to come. When I say the younger, the 18 to 40 group, and we're working on that.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but a little controversy has surrounded the scoring machine, Steve Jungle. As a result of international guidelines, he is not allowed to play outdoor soccer until a certain age. Can you perhaps shed some more light on that issue?
Well, the Yugoslavian Federation has a rule that a player cannot leave the country until he reaches a certain age. And I think that is the problem they have had. I think it's a problem that can be resolved. After 3 years, I think there should be some kind of an opening, and I think we will try and resolve that.
How about the personal background of Krikor Yepremian? It's interesting. I know that your brother, of course, the famous Garo Yepremian, the great place kicker. What was it like growing up in the Yepremian household in Cyprus in the early days?
Well, Garo and I, we used to always fight. I mean, you know, I have the scars on my face to prove it. My wife used to say, where'd you get that scar? I said, I can't tell you. It's a secret, you know. But there were scars that my brother put on me. He was a child who was always active, and I was somewhat passive, and he used to beat on me, and I used to take it.
He didn't practice kicking you, did he?
Oh, yes, he did. As a matter of fact, one day he tried to kick me. His shoe came off and hit my face, and blood was running out of my face. And, of course, Garo, you know, got very disturbed. But those are the things that any kid goes through when you're too close to your brothers. You know, that's what happens.
Is that a famous Yepremian tie that you are wearing right now? I know that you and Garo went into the tie business after his football days were over.
No, unfortunately it isn't. We have done away with tie business. We're going into the chocolate business, and in the near future, Garo will be making some of his own labeled chocolates like some other famous people are doing now, and we're going to go into the chocolate business shortly.
Oh, very interesting. Krikor Yepremian, best of luck. Happy holidays.
Same to you and all our fans out there.
So, Krikor Yepremian, a very famous name in the world of indoor and outdoor soccer. It's 1-1, the Buffalo Stallions and the New York Arrows here at halftime in the Nassau Coliseum. Right now, we're going to go to a very special halftime feature with the Arrows goalkeeper, Shep Messing, provided by Skoal. Happy day.
New York versus Philadelphia, and each week a team of 2 people representing their MISL city will compete for the most total goals in the least amount of time. Each of 4 contestants will get 60 seconds to shoot 4 balls against the MISL's premier goalkeeper, Shep Messing. Watch as people from all walks of life compete to represent their city in the finals.
To a lot of people, soccer is just a game. But for me, well, it's a way of life. Nothing beats it. And nothing beats my Skoal either. It's smokeless tobacco with a fresh taste of wintergreen. Gives you full tobacco pleasure without lighting up. Just a little pinch between your cheek and gum is all it takes. The best part of going smokeless? It's really relaxing. Try some.
Frank Gallo, the first of 2 shooters from New York to take on Shep Messing. The object of the competition, go through these 3 cones and beat Messing. You get 4 shots. Frank Gallo from New York puts it on the right foot and beats Messing high and wide to the left. Shep can't believe it. Good control. Shot. Oh, he beat Messing twice. The pressure is on Philadelphia now. Wearing green, Steve Blank. Blank shows his great ball control and then keeps the shot low. Blank from Philadelphia. For many great coaches have put players into the MISL. A good soccer city, Philadelphia. But Messing says, not twice. Great save by Shep Messing. Pollard of New York. Pollard not only knocks 2 cones over, but he hits the corner of the crossbar. The difference, Pollard, a left-footed shooter from New York. You see him put it out on the left foot, tee it up. Great save by Messing. New York needs a goal. They trail. Pollard, shot wide. Kurt Weyerhaeuser could put it away for Philadelphia. One thing Philadelphia has done in the competition, the ball stays very close to the cones. Good ball control. From that camera angle, you can see the perfect rotation of the ball.
Okay.
Messing, beat once, makes a brilliant save. Shep has been going to the ground quite a bit tonight, staying on his feet. Weyerhaeuser, his 4th shot, great save by Messing. An intense competition against Shep Messing tonight. Philadelphia, 2 good players from Philadelphia. Steve Blank beat Shep twice. Almost identical shots. Look at Philadelphia. Inside the cone, outside the foot. Take a look at Messing. Shep commits, he goes to the ground, but makes the save with a foot. It's great competition for these guys to be able to shoot against Shep Messing, the 3-time MISL All-Star goalkeeper. Perfect rotation on the ball. Good ball control. Messing goes to the ground and gets beat low to the left. But there's a reason why Shep Messing is a 3-time MISL All-Star goalkeeper. Congratulations to the winners of tonight's competition from Philadelphia, Steve Blank and Kurt Weyerhaeuser.
The Arrows and the Stallions all knotted up at 1-1 on goals by Yilmaz Orhan of Buffalo and Omar Gomez of New York. The next 4 games for the Arrows will be at home as we focus in right now on Ray Klevecka, the head coach of the Buffalo Stallions from Brooklyn Tech High School, a standout soccer player at Long Island University and later went on to coach at City College and coach the New York Cosmos for a while. There's a look at some of the numbers from the first half. The shots on goal, Buffalo out shooting the Arrows 24-21. A look at the saves. It was a busy half for Roy's older brother, Shep. No scoring at all in the second quarter. The first game at home for the Arrows of Don Popovich since November the 20th when they beat New Jersey 9-2, a game in which Steve Jungle scored 4 goals and Luis Alberto had the hat trick. The next game for Popovich and company will be on Sunday, December the 27th against Pittsburgh, right here at the Coliseum at 2:05. And then the following Sunday, January 3rd, against the Kansas City Comets here at the Coliseum at 2:05. And then on Friday, January 8th, the Arrows hosting the Philadelphia Fever at 8:05. And then on Sunday, January 10th, the New Jersey Rockets invade the Coliseum for a 2:05 kickoff. So here we go, third quarter, 1-1 tie, and the Stallions in possession.
Laying it back for Gomez, and Gomez hits it with the outside of his foot, applying spin to the ball and making it curve towards the net. Paul Kitson will go forward and use his speed.
Kitson sees daylight, cuts to his right around Law, and he shoots, and the jungle is in, and it's 2-1 Arrow. Great setup from Kitson to Jungle. Wide open net.
You have to give equal credit on this goal. Paul Kitson gets the ball at midfield, uses that open space, it draws the defender across and leaves Steve Jungle open. When you leave Steve Jungle an open net, it's a goal for the New York Arrows. Let's take another look at it. Paul gains possession at midfield, beats one defender. You don't see it on your screen, but a defender slides over to cover, and that leaves Steve Jungle open. Back of the net, 2-1, New York Arrows.
Steve Jungle with the Ocean. His 27th of the year, coming at 3:17 of this, the third. Paul Kitson with the ideal setup. Arrows lead 2-1. Stallions looking to come right back. Azevedo's shot is blocked by Messing it into the seats.
Great situation set up by the rebound, and that's a similar situation. It leaves an open net for Buffalo's attackers. Shep had to spread himself and cover as much goal as possible. It takes courage and guts, and he did it. Good save.
How about Michelob Light for the winners? Sure, but we get mighty thirsty.
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Those guys could have beaten the Russians today.
You think they'd play us for a Michelob Light?
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
Today is the wedding of the Amato quintuplets. I'm the father of the brides, the man who has to pay for all this. For a wedding gift, I gave each of my angels the new Sony Betamax SL5000. It's the most ingenious Betamax ever created, the simplest and easiest to use. Its advanced front-loading system is just amazing, and it even has remote control and beta scan. But the real genius of this Betamax is its price.
The genius of Betamax, only from Sony.
The direct free kick, Steve Jungle on the penetration to Gazonis. Here's Liverich. This has been an active line. Liverich finding Katakalides, looks for the opening. He's got daylight, shovels it over now. Centering feed from Jungle, gets it right back, and he scores from Billy Gazonis, and it's 3-1 Arrows. Here's the beginnings of that explosion we were talking about, the possible tidal wave by the New York Arrows.
Let's take a look at it again. It starts with George Katakalides, and all this happens in that small, confined area of the goalbacks. This is Arrows magic. Patience by Jungle. Sends it across. Back across to Steve. Open net. It's in the back of the net. Take another look at it. George over to Steve. Back across to Billy Gazonis. The goalkeeper's going back and forth. The defenders are caught standing on their back of their heels, and it's in the back of the net. There's nothing Jim May can do. He was just racing back and forth from post to post, trying to cover each goal.
He's got the incredible instinct, the ability to sniff out goals. That's number 2 in a row. And number 28 on the year from Billy Gazonis to make it 3-1 at 5:40 of the third.
As soon as Steve gave the ball across to Luis knew Steve was going to take off down the line. Just couldn't slide it past best.
You sure there's not a string attached?
It could be. Looks that way sometimes.
Put the ball. The Shep looking to set up Azevedo. Oh, he had it. It hit the crossbar and came off the back, I believe, of Shep. And it's 3-2 Arrows. We'll get a better look.
It's an unfortunate goal. It's good for Buffalo, but not so great for New York. He toe kicks it. Shep reacting, reaching up. It hits the glass and hits his outstretched arms on the way back into the back of the net. There's really not much else Shep could do. He had to try and cover the goal. He reaches up, hits the glass, and it hits his outstretched arms. This is part of the thing about indoor soccer. The boards and the glass behind the goal. Just dangerous when when that last defender has possession of the ball, he can't take any chances. If he loses it, it's all on Shep.
Final minute, period 3. Arrows with the slim lead, 3-2. Here come the Stallions, 3-on-3. Now Shep in the corner banks it off the boards for Buriano. It was tangled up at his feet, and Shep Messing picks it up, looks, and flings it down to Jungle. Again being marked very closely. Katakalides plays it back to Shep with 35 seconds on the clock. Kazonis has open spaces down the middle. Jungle on the left. He finds Steve. Jungle now whips it off the mark. 20 seconds to go in the quarter. Azevedo racing with Liberich down the side. Cuts to his right, and Megaludis took him out of the play. Then he's got daylight.
3 against 1.
3-on-1. Megaludis has Jungle. Jungle looking to feed back to Megaludis. And it's cleared neatly.
It's a great opportunity for New York. If you're a man up or 2 men up, you go right at the defender.
Oh, Jungle had a last-second opportunity as the buzzer had sounded. And Jim May again came out to stop it.
3-2.
Wild ending to this third quarter. That's the end of 3 for the Nassau Coliseum with a score. The New York Arrows 3, the Buffalo Stallions 2. Back with the fourth quarter right after these messages.
Hey, you guys would do that for us?
Would a bunch of guys really go at it this hard just for a beer? Well, consider it's Michelob Light, and that means a rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
You guys never played like that before. Hey, we never played for a Michelob Light before.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
This life isn't for everybody, but for me, nothing beats it. And nothing beats my Skoal either. I just take a little pinch and put it between my cheek and gum. Sure feels good. I think going smokeless is the only way to go. And for me, Walt Garrison, this is the only way to live. Try going smokeless with Skoal, Copenhagen, or Happy Days. A pinch is all it takes.
A bump, a dip in the road, a pothole, finally, rust. But there is an alternative. Rust preventative with Quiet Ride by Ultra Seal. Ultra Seal is injected into each unprotected area of your car, guarding against rust, while assuring the most soundproof ride possible. Most important, Ultra Seal with Quiet Ride guarantees protection from rust for the lifetime of your car. Don't sentence your car to a dull and rusty life. Ultra Seal it. Available only at new car dealers.
Buick presents the beauty of aerodynamics, the Buick Regal. One of the most aerodynamic Buicks ever built, which results in not only a graceful, sleek appearance, but some very gratifying mileage figures as well. The 1982 Regal. The idea is aerodynamics. The execution is unmistakably Buick.
At your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Buick dealers now.
I've just been taping the return of Halley's Comet. Relatively speaking, it's right on time. I taped it with my new Sony portable Betamax SL2000. It weighs less than 10 pounds. It has many ingenious features that until now were found only on professional systems. And it has the dimension of flexibility, for coupled with a tuner timer, it becomes one of the most brilliant home videotape recorders in the universe. Betamax, you're a genius.
The genius of Betamax, only from Sony.
So the plot is thickening here at the Nassau Coliseum as we get ready for the fourth quarter, and the Arrows leading it 3-2. Ray Klavecka on the left just had his little chat with the Buffalo Stallions, and Don Popovich, who normally wears his good luck beige jacket to these games, but shedding the beige for the dark colors, but still looking for victory. The Arrows up by 1. We're getting ready for period number 4. Other games this afternoon, New Jersey Rockets are playing at the Denver Avalanche. Denver, the only team to beat the Arrows this year, back on December the 3rd, winning 6-5. Phoenix is at Memphis. Phoenix off the defeat at the hands of New Jersey, and Kansas City playing at Wichita, both 2-5. So far in the ball game, Orhan, Gomez, 2 goals by Jungle, and Azevedo making up for this score.
The They're showing a lot of patience, and a lot of opportunities are being created as a result.
One of the toughest tasks in sports is to win on the road, and let alone at the Nassau Coliseum against the champion New York Arrows. And so far, the Stallions doing a whale of a job, even though they're trailing by a goal. Jungle! Jungle with the hat trick. Steve Jungle with his 6th hat trick of the season and his 52nd lifetime.
Let's take a look at this goal, Steve. And what you see here is Steve Zungle's uncanny sense of reading the rebound off the boards. He's right there. First time, Jimmy May tried to come out and cut the angle, but unfortunately, Steve was able to slide it through his legs. And there's Steve celebrating another goal. Let's take another look at it. You see the ball. This time from this angle, you'll see how Steve reads the rebound off the board. It's a tough thing to do, and he's right there through Jimmy May's legs, and that's it. Back of the net. One more time for Steve Zungle.
Steve Jungle, number 29 on the year and number 270 lifetime. So he carves out hat trick number 6 this year. Luis Alberto, the assist, 2:48 the time, and the Arrows up by 2, 4-2. Jungle, a magician.
Very nice play. A lot of patience. Steve went to the side with her. You see there were defenders on his right. He went to his left, pulls them out. Now he pump fakes, sends the goalkeeper to the ground, and then lays it back for Strenitzer. Unfortunately, just off the mark.
As we come back live, it is Gazonas feeding Jungle in front. Kitchen scores! A header by Kitchen on a fabulous pass from Steve Jungle.
You don't see it often in indoor soccer, the head ball goal, but this is a brilliant ball by Steve Zungle. Kitchen has gotten himself behind the defenders, and a diving header. Jimmy May is coming across the goal. He can't get back the other way. Brilliant goal for Paul Kitson.
Kitson's 11th on the year, Roy, and his 5th in 2 games. Steve Jungle, the outstanding feed at 5:15.
Paul got up applauding, and it wasn't for himself. It was for Steve Zungle, who laid that ball perfectly onto his head.
So Steve now with 3 goals, 2 assists. And the Arrows up 5-2. Here comes Steve again. Jungle in complete command right now. Looking for Kitson again. His shot is wide. Kitson gets it right back.
Steve is showing his class as a player. He's not just a goal scorer. He can do anything out there, and he's laying nice balls off for his teammates.
Showing that he can be a playmaker.
This will be a 2-minute penalty. Definitely. Perhaps his foul came out of frustration, but whatever. We'll take a look at it. Dickey coming in. He's gotten his edge on the defender. And he just sends him, boom, into the boards. Very dangerous, and it definitely warrants a 2-minute penalty. And this will send the Arrows into a man-up situation, taking a different, much better view of it. You see, it's a hip check, and that's not allowed in soccer.
Arrows lead it by 3. 7:30 left in the 4th. Here's Luis Alberto, a sky ball into the seats.
You know, it's difficult in the last 15, 20 seconds of a power play. You really lose some of your advantage because you have to leave one defender back to cover for the man that will be returning from the penalty box, and that's what happened in that situation.
Well, Roy, I want to remind everybody to see New Jersey Rocket Soccer next Sunday, December 27th at the Meadowlands Arena at 7 o'clock. When they take on the Philadelphia Fever. Then on Saturday, January 2nd, the Rockets' special guest will be none other than the San Diego Chicken. The Chicken will help root the fans on as the Rockets blast off against the Pittsburgh Spirit. At 7:30, tickets can be obtained at Ticketron charge at the Meadowlands box office or by calling the Rockets at 201-460-1100. Just as the penalty had expired on Lachelle, Luis Alberto, and it's 6-2 Arrows.
Well, that's the magic combination in reverse. That time it was Steve Zungle to Luis Alberto, and there are the fans enjoying it. You see Chilla rocking the ball across. Again, Steve is on the far side, reads it, sends it into Alberto with the outside of his right foot. Tremendous skill, flicks it in. Nothing Jimmy May can do. Here we see it from the other side. Sends across to Chilla, hits a first-time shot. Good power. Goes to the back post across to Zungle. And he'll just lay it across, nice and easy. He's drawn everybody to him. Open net for Luis Alberto. It's a difficult time for the Buffalo Stallions. Just after that power play, they tend to sit back a little too much, as if they were still defending a power play, and they paid for it.
Official time, 7:57. The Arrows now by 4. Alberto's 8th from Jungle, his 3rd assist to go along with his 3 goals. So Buffalo back at full strength. They just did come back to full strength before the goal. David DeRico slides it over to Renato Chila, who started the season on the sideline serving a suspension stemming from last year's playoffs. But they are happy to have number 4 back in uniform. Here's Fleming Lund in front to Iglesias, sets it up for Lashev. It is blocked in front by Luis Alberto, doing it at both ends. Now Lund, the Great Dane. Lashev. You can hear the chatter down on the field.
Players are constantly giving each other instructions. It's very important in the back from defenders and for the attacking players to know where they are.
Azevedo. Very deliberate pass to Lashev. Back to Azevedo as the Stallions look to set up. Trailing 6-2, 5:50 to go in the 4th.
Well, they're being very patient, but at this point, I think they have to take some chances. They're down 4 goals.
Could be a break for Jungle on the steal. Jungle penetrating, he shoots just wide. He was looking for his 4th of the day. Lund gets it over to Betts. Iglesias feeding it on the far side. Lashev goes again, zeroes in. He shoots, it's off the mark to the left of Shep.
Things are going to open up for Steve here. Everybody's trying to go forward for Buffalo, and it's giving him some room up front.
3-on-2, Chila finding Gomez. Gomez, saved by May. His 4th goal of the afternoon, and it's 7-2 Arrows.
Let's take a look at it. Starts again with the defender coming forward. Renato Chila lays it across. Nicely held by Gomez. Jimmy makes a great save here, and he's a little injured. Stays down on the turf. Steve doesn't waste that kind of opportunity. He sees the open net, lifts it over the goalkeeper. Renato Chila across to Gomez. You see, Jimmy makes a good save here, but he's hit hard, and down on the turf, he hasn't quite recovered, and he's not going to recover from this game for a little while, Steve.
Long afternoon as it's turning out for Jim May, giving up his 7th goal. Jungle, his 4th of the day, as Kitson comes in for Jungle. What a stop in front. Jungle once more. Unbelievable. Jim Sinclair.
Jim Sinclair has been around a while. He's an experienced player, and he came up with a great save that time.
Here's Delinsky now in the arrow song. Back to Dennis Mepham. He is marked by Kitson. Hervé Guillot now sliding one past Machea and hammers one off the mark. Picked back up by Machea. Here's another tidal wave. 4-on-1. Sheila. Oh, good play again by Jim Sinclair.
Jimmy Sinclair managed to take 2 players out of the play by proper positioning. Very good by Jim Sinclair. Now he goes forward.
Pushes it across. Sinclair off the board from Mepham. No angle at all against Shep Messing. Took shot.
You see how it opens up. Buffalo goal going forward, and now it's New York the other way.
Complete wide open play. Jungle off the crossbar. Looking for his 5th. 4 goals and 3 assists on the day for Jungle. He just scored his 30th at 9:53, his 30th of the year. Here's a 3-on-1 for the Stallions. Lashev with the open net to throw in salvage, and it's a 7-3 game.
Let's take a look at it. I think the Arrows got caught up in the pendulum action, going back and forth. Tuch's all alone back here. Lashev very patient, draws Shep out, and sends it across for the open goal. Well taken. We'll take a look at it again. Good heads-up play by Mepham. Draws the defender across. Lashev knows where the open man is. Boom, back of the net. It's a good goal by Buffalo. It won't make much of a difference now, Steve.
4 unanswered goals by the Arrows. Finally, that streak stopped by Savage with his 5th goal. And he boots it right back to Megaludis.
Very safe, plays it back, opens it up. That'll give Shep a touch of the ball and start again. Across probably upfield to Gomez.
Nicky Megaludis, number 5. Now here's Savage. piece of it. Oh, what a stop by Tuchscherer.
Tremendous. Val was on the spot. Shep made a great first save, and Val was there to back him up for the rebound. Let's take a look at it again. It started with a foul that the referee missed somehow, and now Shep is out of the box, but he reaches across the block, sends it off Shep's foot. He regains control, but now Val is in the net and just sticks out a left foot to knock it away. Tremendous by Val. I'm sure Shep thanked him for that one.
He gave him a nice hug. Val Tuchscherer, former MVP with the Rochester Lancers, his third year with the Arrows. Used to play with that great team, the Dynamo in Yugoslavia, who was their top scorer in '74. Well, what a defensive play by Val just a second ago. Here's a goal by Hervé Guillot to make it 7-4 Arrows. Hervé Guillot.
Well, this is a good indoor goal. It's clean. He takes it off the board, and Hervé is there first time. Doesn't waste any time. Back of the net. He sends it to the far post. There's nothing Shep can do. I'm sure he's a little bit upset on the coverage on that. It was a little loose. So really two players open. So he sends it across, and he'll send it straight into the boards. Hervé is right there, open net, really at the back post. Not much you can do when the player's in that close, and he gets extra power feeding off the rebound.
Hervé Guillot from Ramapo High School. Well, see the Arrows challenge the Pittsburgh Spirit next Sunday afternoon at 2, right here at the Nassau Coliseum. Good seats still available. For further information and season tickets, call 516 New York Arrow. That's 516-692-7769. Tickets also available at the Nassau Coliseum box office or their Ticketron. And once again, next Sunday afternoon, December 27th, starting at 2 p.m.
New York Arrows, direct free kick.
Direct free kick for the Arrows with just a minute 33 to go. 7-4 New York, looking for their 8th win in 9 games. Leverage off the boards, playing the curve. Jungle gets his third of the afternoon. Jungle held scoreless in the first half. He erupts for 5 second-half goals.
Steve does it all. He's a creator. He's an opportunistic player. He's everything. Mark Rivers starts it all with this rebound off the boards, and Steve is right on the spot. He knows where it is. He knows where to be, and that's another goal for the great Steve Zungel.
His 31st, the assist to Mark Rivers to make it 8-4. Arrow. Leverage trying to heel one over to Billy DeZonis.
Last minute of play in the game. Last minute of play in the fourth quarter.
Arrow's playing it to safety. Georgie Katakalitis down to Paul Kitson. Stoppage in play.
And that was a dangerous play by Buffalo. Foot came in a little too high. It starts with the Arrows.
Leverage working his way in. He shoots his goal! I believe, Roy, went right through May's leg. It was a blistering drive.
Yeah, this is really what Mark does best, and he knows what his forte is. He's on the right side of the field, and we'll see it on the replay. He'll pull it across to his left foot. Mark Leverage, tremendous left foot. He's played a great game tonight. Starts on the restart from Paul Kitson. Mark knows his strength. He pulls it across to the left. Now he has some opening. It goes by 2 players. Jimmy May probably never saw it until it hit the back of the net. It was certainly too late then. Good goal by Mark Leverage. You see it from Jimmy May. There's not much he can do now. You see he's unsighted. Jimmy can't see the ball until it crosses behind Kitson and Lund. Good goal by Mark Leverage.
Number 8 for Leverage from Paul Kitson to make it 9-4. Time of the goal was 14:01. 25 seconds remaining. The Arrows en route to their 8th win of the year. Seconds on the clock. Lachelle. Iglesias. 10 seconds. Here's the countdown. Azevedo lets fly. And Messing holds out. That's going to do it. Another victory for Shep Messing and the New York Arrows. The fans will leave happy. The final score this afternoon here at the Nassau Coliseum. The New York Arrows 9, the Buffalo Stallions 4. We'll come back with more right after these messages.